Why men fear proposing to ladies. The first thing, like the beginning, a proposal means the act of asking someone to be one's spouse, an offer of marriage. To propose means to ask for a person's hand in marriage. The phrase, why men fear proposing to ladies, means the reasons why men are afraid of asking ladies whether they can be their spouses. The following are the reasons why men fear proposing to ladies. The first reason is in order to avoid their proposals from being turned down. The act of their proposals being turned down in this context means the action of the ladies rejecting the request of being the spouses of men who would like to marry them. To turn down means to refuse, to decline, or to deny. When a lady turns down a man's marriage proposal, it means that the lady has refused, declined, or denied the man the favor or privilege of marrying her. A turn down is synonymous to rejection, which means an act of rejecting or the state of being rejected. To reject is to refuse to accept, and in this context it means to refuse a romantic advance. Some men fear proposing to ladies due to fearing that their romantic advance may be refused, declined, or denied by the ladies they may approach to propose to. According to Kevin Feige, rejection is a common occurrence. Learning that early and often will help you build up the tolerance and resistance to keep going and keep trying. As per Mark Amend, rejection doesn't mean you aren't good enough, it means the other person failed to notice what you have to offer. The second reason why men fear proposing to ladies is due to the fear of being disappointed. Disappointment means a circumstance in which a positive expectation is not achieved. It also means a feeling of sadness or frustration when something hoped for or expected fails to take place. To disappoint means to sadden or displease someone by underperforming or through failing to meet an expectation hoped for or desired, a scenario which leads to results of dissatisfaction, sadness, frustration, or shock to become experienced by the saddened party. When a lady disappoints a man after that particular man finishes giving a proposal, such a man may experience shock if he had initially thought that the lady would love her to the extent which is more than friendship. This shock normally comes when a man initially gets deceived by appearances of some events and outcomes done by the lady which have high possibilities of making the man think that he is loved to a more than friendship extent, but after proposing is when the man realizes that the relationship between him and that lady will remain only in the friend zone. A man who will find himself in this context will experience disappointment because, according to the quote of an unknown person, you can't be disappointed by someone you didn't have expectations for. As per Martin Luther King Jr., there can be no deep disappointment where there is not deep love. The third reason why men fear proposing to ladies is due to not being sure whether or not the ladies they would like to propose to have feelings of love for them. In another context, for one's proposal to be accepted, it may require the conditions of all of the parties involved, which are the man giving the proposal and the lady being proposed to have feelings of love for each other as well as being sexually attracted to each other. When one of the parties, for example, if the lady doesn't have feelings of love for the man proposing to her, and also if the lady is not sexually attracted to the man, a negative result of the man's romantic advance being rejected can get experienced. Knowing the realities of what is needed in this context may require some time, but the lady who is not interested in being a better half of a man who does not know whether such a lady is interested more in him or her may decide to beat about the bush in order to avoid hurting such a man emotionally by not replying to the proposal made by the man but leaving him in suspense and then walking away forever in order to avoid giving the negative news about her turning down or rejecting the proposal. This phenomenon corresponds with the quote which states that the silent goodbyes are better than any words that are spoken out. The fourth reason why men fear proposing to ladies is due to not being sure whether the ladies they would like to propose to are single or don't have romantic male partners. The The thing which can make a man not to rush in giving a proposal is needing or wanting to spend more times knowing a lady well in order not to fail in what they may not know, in addition to receiving final message of being rejected due to perhaps the lady having a romantic partner or spouse. The fifth reason why men fear proposing to ladies is due to not knowing the extent of relationship the ladies they can meet would like the relationship to reach. The extent of the relationship between a man and a lady can be of two types, which are either remaining in the friendship level or surpassing the friendship level and going overboard to be that which is more than a friendship. The sixth reason why men fear proposing to ladies is due to wanting to avoid reputational damage, in addition to shame and disgrace that they may experience if they come across wrong ladies who disappoint them by rejecting their proposals. For example, they may come across some ladies who don't expect and don't need their proposals due to some reasons. The seventh reason why men fear proposing to ladies is in order for them to avoid being deceived by appearances. For example, some ladies may pretend that they love particular men, a scenario which may make them to be deceived by appearances. This is similitude to the proverb which states that appearances are deceptive, meaning that it is not possible to judge a person's character from their outward appearance. In addition, appearances can be faked for people to believe in what is not real. Not all appearances are real, but some can be used for deception or for show, and you cannot accurately judge a person solely by appearances.